All right, so here we are at the top of our house pad up here and getting ready to start the septic system today. So we've got about 100 feet down the hill. Right behind me is where we're putting the septic tank. I'm gonna have to limb these trees up so I can get the machine down here. So I'm gonna flip the camera around. All right, so we already got the hole dug. We did that with the big excavator while we had it rented, which I'm glad because I was just gonna use the mini, but there's actually quite a bit of hard rock in there mixed in with the cinders. So we're gonna come out of the tank here into a distribution box, and then we've got our test holes set up. There's a test hole there, there's another one there, and another one there. And so we're gonna try to run this way and rock our 3 lines. Basically might trim that tree a little bit, but we're gonna try to rock our 3 100-foot lines right here. Possibly might have to run another one down below, but yeah, this is where we're gonna be working today. So let's get started. All right, update. So we've got one of the lines trenched. It's the furthest one down in elevation. Okay, so here's where it comes out of the tank, comes over into the distribution box, and then comes over, does a little short, it'll do a little short 90 before it heads down, and this will all be PVC pipe until it gets down to that 90, and then it'll turn to the easy flow. Just getting ready to start digging on this second line here. I gotta fill in one of my test holes. So I've got a line here and a line here, and I think the way that I would want to trench this is I want to put everything from this over here on this side, and then everything from this line over here over on that side. That way when it comes time for backfilling, I can just track my machine down the center and just pull material from this side back into the trench and from this side back into the trench to, you know, backfill a little bit smoother. But in order to do that, I need to create a little bit of space next to this tree over here. Limb this up so I can make some space to pile material, and then get to trenching. Good morning. Back out at the property working on the septic system. This morning I'm going to start by trenching from the septic tank up to the top of the hill. It's probably a little over 100 feet. I'm going to go between these two trees here, so I got to do a little bit of limbing first. Now that I've got my lines trenched, it's time to start fine-tuning it. So the way that I do that is I got my laser set up. Ideally here for us, we want to have a perfectly flat drain line. I find my highest point, and then my high spot is what I'll benchmark. I'll pull material off of the side to match that on the rest of the trench in the different areas. So mostly everywhere in the trench seems to be about 6 inches lower than that high spot that I found. And that high spot was really only in one little spot that looked like it was kind of soft dirt. Get all these roots out of here. So since my high spot is really only like right here and right there, this is actually enough where I could pull this down. This is soft dirt here. Shovel, good for shoveling. I'll probably drop this 2 inches. I'll go 2 inches here lower, and that means that instead of being 6 inches lower everywhere else, I'll only be 4 inches lower roughly. So I'm gonna shave a little bit out of here, and then yeah, and then we can, once we shave this, we can kind of establish a new grade. All right, let's see where we're at. Half inch, 5/16. Didn't take too long, and now I've got a lot less material to add. Looks like we're 3/8 high. Oh, dude, on the money. Oh, dude, no way. To get it on the money twice like that feels good. Three for 3. Oh, 1/8. Jeez. Trench all nice and level now, so now we can start getting our easy flow into our trenches. So we don't scoot them over where I can reach them. Here's the easy flow. We've got like this netting holding these packing peanut type styrofoam. They're a little bit more dense than that, but it, it keeps the pipe centered in that pretty good. And then there's a mesh on the top. And that keeps the dirt from getting in there and causing a problem. That way there's lots of place for the water to sit, in here and soak into the ground. It's pretty sweet. I really like working with Easy Flow because it's super light, it's pretty quick to install. Just got to make sure that this mesh, that this cloth side of it is facing up to keep the dirt from clogging things up. It's pretty impressive how they get the pipe right in the center of all of these. All right. So now, before I finish trenching, I have to figure out how we're laying our house out exactly. I know where I'm going to be punching through the wall, so then that way I can appropriately start to trench to where the stem wall is going to be. Good morning. Back out working on the septic system. We finished trenching with the machine, and so now I need to get the laser out, clean up these trenches, make sure that we've got the adequate amount of drop that we need, and then we get to start hooking up pipe today, which is super exciting. You know, there's a lot of work that goes into the trenching and the layout and everything, and then when you actually start hooking up the plumbing, that's pretty exciting. So right here where I'm walking, this is the stem wall of our house, and we've got the first part of our house is a 48 by 48 shop, which then is connected to the 48 by 64, and I've decided to run the trench right in where we're going to have a hallway that goes down from the shop to the living room on the far side. This will run all the way down that hall just in case we ever had to do anything. It's going to be under the hall, easier to cut out. From the other end of the house to here is 40 inches of drop, and then our stem wall is 24 inches down. So we're going to be underneath our stem wall with this. We'll pop out right outside of the house. We're going to have a clean out right here. Then we're going to do two 45s, and then this runs 66 feet, where we're going to do two more 45s followed by another clean out, and then it kind of curves down into the tank where we'll do one more clean out halfway between this corner and the tank. All right. I realized I never explained why there's some dirt on the tank. That's because I was just putting enough so that I could get some on the sides, so when I fill it with water, the tank doesn't blow out. So that's why you see why I got some dirt on the tank, but didn't, you know, cover it up the rest of the way. So I was just adjusting where the pipe comes in. You've got your drop down piece here that brings all of your, you know, everything into the tank, into the middle of the tank, so then you can, you know, stuff can float to the top and go to the bottom. But it's without these pieces in your septic tank, you might as well not even have one. The middle is where everything moves through, so without one of these, your tank won't work. But I was just making sure that before I start connecting all my pipe together, that I can, when I open this, I can access this. All right. So I've only connected these one other time, and it was a huge pain in the ass. somebody else to stand on the pipe and I can push it in. All right, so I got this strap here, so let's see how this works. Okay, let's see what happens here. Okay, I know that making this straight, there you go. Okay. Well, that was easy. So I'm putting a little bit of lubrication. What's up, tuna? Tuna, 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 tuna. Putting lubrication on it definitely helps. And then because my trench curves at an angle, and when you put this stuff together, you really want to make sure it's straight, because especially with the pressure, you can, if it's going in at an angle, the gasket that's in here that creates the seal can move. So it's important that it's straight. So I found for me, it's easier to get to start with the pipe out of the trench and get it put together. Once it's put together, then I can bend it into the trench. And that way I know that I'm putting it in nice and straight. Sweet. That one went in so easy. It's like I didn't even need these on that one. I'm gonna see if I can do the next one without the straps again. Just put a shovel across your trench to keep your pipe up. Before the 45, I think I'm going to stub up here with a clean out. That way it's at the edge of my bank. This is gonna I'll be parking up here. So I'll probably put my clean out somewhere like right here. So what I'll do is well, that wasn't very straight. Let's try again and see if I can't make a straight cut. Look at that's terrible. That's more like it. All right, just finished with running the sewer pipe up to where it's going to tie into the house. There's the first clean out, and that's going to be about a foot off the stem wall on the outside of the house. That goes into 245s. Then it comes down here where we have another 245. And then a clean out that I still need to add the pipe to, and then one more clean out down there that I need to add the pipe to closer to the tank. So I'm gonna add those clean outs right now. 5 foot will be plenty there. Well, I couldn't get the pump started here. I don't know why. I'll have to mess around with it another time, but since I can't get that started, what I'm doing is I'm coming from the pump house and I'm gonna run, you can see that hose right there. I'm gonna run, that's a 100-footer, and then I got this one too. And then I've got another one that we'll see if we need to head up. It'll pop up on the hill there, and then we can fill the septic tank up with these hoses. It's just gonna take forever, so we'll just have to do that anyway. So we'll just got the inspection tomorrow, so got to get it filled up with water one way or another. Like 20 feet short. Well, it's going to take forever. But we got the process started. All right, so the tank is over halfway full. So that we'll be able to check for leaks on the seal around the outside. So now I'm gonna cap where it's coming in and we can start filling up the pipe up to the clean out. All right, I got that nice and tight so I don't have to worry about the weight of the water pushing that plug out and having to fish it out from down here. So now I'll start filling up the pipe. Got the pipe filled up to here with water. So while I'm waiting for the inspection, which will probably be in a couple hours, I'm gonna start taking material and getting material underneath all the pipe everywhere. Make sure it's nice and supported. Try to get rid of all the big rocks that are around the pipe and start doing quite a bit of the work on this first part is done by hand. So I'm gonna get going on that. Undo the plug here.
No, they just use your car around the
There it goes. Woo!
another train. There's a big train coming.
That's a lot of water.
That's more than you think just a little bit of pressure.
All right, so these are the inlet and outlet baffles. I just got done putting on the inlet side, and I glued it on there, but just to be safe, I put a couple little screws. See if that can focus through the pipe, just in case there was ever, you know, a large amount of water coming down at once. It doesn't blow that off. I just didn't feel confident with the glue and how it was going on there to make sure that it's kind of hard to glue these because you can't really put glue on the outside of this. Amount coming through. Matt said it's ready to start being used.
Hmm.
Look at that. What a nice
Are you crazy?
Shell saw some elk heading over.
Oh.
Yeah. Like a zip tie thing, halfway down, holding this. This is the divider that separates the tank from being a single compartment to two compartment. Oh, I'm talking to the camera. But yeah, I realized halfway down the zip tie wasn't quite tight, and figured if I'm going to do it, now's the time, because I'm not going to be fixing this later. Yeah, that wall moves a little bit. It looks like it's just a plastic wall. Let's see, need both hands for this. Oh man, that's kind of in there. They've got these little locks here. And
Just blow it up.
gosh. Yeah. All right, let's fill this trench in. Henry, can you help fill the trench in? I don't want to do it. All buried. All right, so gonna start backfilling all this, and I could probably make this a little bit easier by getting the machine and pulling a lot of material over and getting it a lot closer, but I'm just gonna do it by hand, just to be extra safe, make sure I'm not knocking anything around. And then I picked up this box at Lowe's, 34 bucks. It's a sprinkler box, and I'm just gonna put that right above the distribution box so I can keep an eye on the system really quick and easily. Having this sprinkler box on top is going to be really nice to be able to come and look at the system without having to, you know, get out here and dig it up and, you know, find out where something's at. You can just open it, look at it, make sure that everything looks good, and if you're having any problems, you can stick a camera into each line from here. So yeah, the sprinkler box is a good investment for 34 bucks. It's definitely worth doing. in by hand and just know that I'm getting good dirt on top of the pipe and not going to have any chance. Just got done filling the trench in, shaving material from both sides, picking out any of the larger rocks that could possibly cause damage, putting a nice little layer over the top of the pipe. So yep, feels good to have that part done, because now I can get in the excavator and save my back a little bit. And here, since the stem wall is going to go right here, I'm going to put a 2x4 coming up and brace it off so that when I backfill, I know exactly where to dig to get to this pipe.
sunset on Tennessee hills. I wish I could capture it, I never will. 'Cause I'm not a painter, can't stay in the lines. Just sitting here sipping on dandelion wine. It's starting to rain, but I don't feel a thing. Sitting out rocking on that old porch swing. 'Cause I found me something that tastes like springtime. Just sitting here sipping on dandelion wine. All my life I've known some things you can't control. You can make plans, but they'll change on a dime. So pour me one more glass of dandelion wine. Preachers and dreamers, they both believe in the patterns and powers that we can't quite see. You can spend your life guessing or look for the signs. Sit back and sip on that dandelion wine. All my life I've known some things you can't control. You can make plans, but they'll change most times. So pour me one more glass of dandelion